Hello. In just a few moments, you'll be listening to the greatest episode in the history of Diabolical. We will not share spoilers quietly at night. We will not hold back our opinions or back down from a fight. We're going to spoil Independence Day. We're going to discuss, debate, and deep dive. Today, we celebrate our spoiler warning.
Hello, I'm Adam, and you're listening to Diabolical Evil Schemes Done Better, the podcast where four long-suffering friends dissect film's most dastardly schemes, then try to improve them. This week, we shall be competing to improve the villainous scheme of sci-fi blockbuster Independence Day. So, light the fires and kick the tires. Let's get diabolical. Welcome to this week's episode and the season 5 finale and our official 100th episode. Thank you all for listening so far. We'll continue with our usual claptrap and weapons-grade nonsense with introductions and the opening question. So please, can you tell me what is your favourite inspiring monologue? And we'll start, for the last time, with the outgoing champion, the best.
Hello, the best here, and despite the name likely reverting back to my birth name, ere shall I remain the best. And my favourite inspiring monologue is... I couldn't find a transcript anywhere. I wanted the transcript, but It is Rocky Balboa's speech to Adonis Creed in the final round of the final fight in the film Creed.
He says, kids,
Something like that.
It's not about how hard you get hit. It's how many times you get up.
No, that's in Rocky Balboa to his son.
Oh, that's a shame you didn't get a script for it, because nobody knows what you're talking about. Could be a load of shite.
It's not. So there.
We just have to take your word for it. Okay, Craig.
Hi everyone, Craig here. My favourite inspiring speech is probably the most depressing inspiring speech of all time, second only to another one by the same writer. But it's Angel's inspiring speech to the Angel Gang when he has infiltrated the enemy group, I forget what they're called, kind of inner circle of demons, and effectively he tells them that they've got one chance. They're not going to kill the enemy, they're not going to beat them forever, but they could piss them off momentarily, but it will cost them all their lives. So go off and have one perfect day before they come back, reconvene, stick a thorn in the paw.
Wolfram and Hart.
Wolfram and Hart, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but there's a bigger organisation, isn't there? The Circle of the Black Thorn or something, and Wolfram and Hart is part of it. The final part of that, I guess, is him when they convene in the alley saying, I kind of want to fight a dragon. Let's go to work. Very stirring words.
Very good. Ben.
Hi, Ben here. And my favourite monologue is one we covered all the way back in episode 51. It's the Tears in the Rain speech from Blade Runner. I've seen things you little people wouldn't believe. Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion, bright as magnesium. I rode the backs of humpback whales just yesterday. All those moments, they'll be gone. Now, I added a little bit of my own in there. Can you tell which bit?
I think it was all wrong, wasn't it? Also, it's not very inspiring, is it? Quite sad.
That's be inspiring, does it? He said favourite monologue, didn't he?
No, it was meant to be inspiring, right?
Inspiring monologue, yeah.
Yeah, I find that very inspiring.
Time to die.
Well, as for me, I've got to say it's Gary Johnston's monologue from the end of Team America World Peace. And I do have the transcript from that, if you'd like to hear it or not.
Okay. We can cut it out.
As a shadow grows across the face of the earth, people flee in fear, and Yair Omer deploys a devastating blast of collective opinions about the films of 1996. So can I have a yeah or a meh for the following? Fargo.
Yeah.
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 Yes. It's a solid yeah from all of us there. Biodome.
Haven't seen it.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
Never heard of it.
You've heard of it, Paulie Shaw.
Paulie Shaw and Kylie Minogue.
I've heard of Ad Biodome.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the film, The Biodome, The Return is.
I'm going to put that on my list now. Yeah. I was strong-armed into watching it in the mid-2000s by one of my bandmates, and it was all right. Yeah. It was weird, but... Bound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
You have.
Sexy thriller from the Wachowskis.
We've definitely watched it together, Craig's.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
You just can't remember because your head is full of holes like a sieve. And last but not least, 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love 12 Monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like it as much as the other members, but yeah.
Oh, you're wrong, though, because you do.
You don't like it as much as 11 Monkeys.
You don't love it as much as 13 Monkeys.
Yeah, because that's one better, obviously.
How about you, Peril Pals? Do you have a favourite film of 1996 that you think is worth covering? Why not shout at us on social media? We are active on X, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Directed by Roland Emmerich, Independence Day stars Will Smith, Bill Pullman, and Jeff Goldblum. Plot centers around a massive alien invasion of Earth and humanity's fight for survival. The film features groundbreaking special effects, iconic scenes such as the destruction of major landmarks like the White House. Independence Day had a budget of $75 million and grossed over $817 million worldwide, making it the highest grossing film of 1996. It received mostly positive reviews, praised for its special effects and action sequences, but is criticised for its cliched dialogue. The film's legacy includes launching the gigantic film career of Will Smith, aforementioned iconic scenes, and a less than impressive sequel, Independence Day Resurgence, released in 2016, cementing its status as one of the greatest blockbusters of all time. However, before our thoughts, some questions. Craig, film model shop supervisor Michael Joyce was born in a model shop in a model village. But which famous celebrity artist helped to deliver him?
I actually know this, because what year was it that he was born?
It slips my mind now, but I've got the name of the artist now.
Yeah. But I do know that it is Sylvester Stallone,
Really?
the renowned painter. Yeah.
It was Sylvester Stallone, that's correct, yeah. Yeah, and what did he say when he was born?
He said, here we are.
And then he just went, hey, yo.
Hey, we did it.
Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Ben.
Hello.
Robert Loggia played a general in Independence Day. In general, what are your thoughts about generals, generally speaking?
Well, on the whole, when I step back and look at the big picture, I don't mind them, all things considered. You know, just to give you an overview in a nutshell, so to speak.
Okay. Thanks for that rather dull take.
And thank you for the rather dull question.
I was hoping you were going to spice it up with your unique zest, but...
I just said like 5 variations on speaking generally.
Yeah, I got it. I prefer a major. And if we're really getting down to it, my best is a field marshal.
You love a rear admiral. I've heard about you in those toilets.
The best, the best, the best.
Yes.
Roland Emmerich is your favourite director and you love him very, very much.
Mm.
More than warm summer sunsets on the beach
Oh.
or crisp winter mornings on the mill pond.
Ah.
If he was a pudding, what kind of pudding would he be?
Oh, do you know, I love a lovely pudding. Oh, lovely pudding on a winter's night. Oh, lovely. My favourite pudding is spotted dick. Eee, I love a big helping of warm spotted dick right in my mouth. Dripping with cream, preferably.
Oh.
Lovely white creamy cream oozing all over the spotted dick in my mouth. I want to swallow the whole thing. Oh, I hope it doesn't dribble out my mouth. I want the whole thing in my tummy.
What was the question again?
And let's move on to what we thought of Independence Day. And Ben, we'll start with your good self. Was it aliens or alias?
What? Which is the bad one?
Well, I remember watching this film in Cambridge while I was on Air Cadet Camp. And I was really excited to see it because the hype around it was probably the biggest since Jurassic Park. And then after it, everyone was talking about how they wanted to go and see it again at the cinema, which I don't know if you remember, but that was a thing with films that you really liked. You'd go and see it again at the cinema.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I just remember thinking, it was all right. But I definitely didn't need to see it again. And I never did until now.
Wow.
Holy mackerel.
Well, many things have changed over the years. I'm now more aerodynamic, for example. But my opinion of this film remains the same.
Like Padme's love for Anakin after they reached
Exactly.
the capital. Yeah.
It's kind of harmless fun, but ultimately a bit of a mixed bag for me. I really like the sets, like particularly the burned out city where they're driving the fire truck through. The scale of them and the detail is really fantastic. I think the effects hold up well. The story shuffles between mildly entertaining to mildly dull, and the whole thing is let down by, as you say, some by-the-numbers dialogue, which I think leads to some by-the-numbers performances. Although I must admit the chemistry between Smith and Goldblum is irresistible. So overall, I give it, watch it if you want, but today I celebrate my never again watching Independence Day. And that is out of 4.
Oh, dear.
A 4.
ID 4.
Exactly.
Okay. The best, the best, the best.
I think it holds up well. I have seen it many times since that first trip to the cinema. I remember pre-ordering the VHS for
Yes.
50p or £1 in WH Smith and eagerly picking it up on the day and watching it many, many times. I don't necessarily agree with Ben's critique of the dialogue. I think the characters are all very well drawn, as they tended to be in big blockbusters back then. Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, the dad whose name I can't remember.
Judd Hirsch.
Judd Hirsch, that's him. Even Brent Spiner. He's like genuinely memorable in this.
I can see Adam wincing. It's jarring for Star Trek fans to see Brent Spiner not being Data, I think.
No. I'll get to what I thought about Brent Spiner afterwards.
Uh-oh. For the most part, the effects still hold up too, I think. Certainly the mothership appearing over the moon at the start, obviously owes a debt to Star Wars, the series for nerds and losers.
All the airborne fight sequences,
Yeah.
like scene for scene, shot for shot almost.
Oh, are they? Okay. Yeah, I think it's obviously cheesy, but I don't really see that as a problem. There's an earnestness that kind of works for me. It's not, as we talked about, I don't find it inspiring in any way, but, it works dramatically for me, and it's quite satisfying. Yeah, I enjoy it. I'll watch it again.
You still talking about Spotted Dick?
I don't watch Spotted Dick, do I? I put it all in my mouth.
But it is satisfying.
Yeah, that's all I've got to say about that.
Craig, would you like to give us your thoughts?
Similar to Ben, I remember the hype in the cinema. I remember being kind of a bit underwhelmed by it at the time, but I did get the VHS as well. I remember getting the VHS. But then I remember distinctly not bothering getting it on DVD when the time came around. And it's been a while since I've seen it. And I fucking loved it. It's so good. Haven't seen anything like this for a while. And the cast, I love the cast in this. Great. Will Smith, brilliant. Jeff Goldblum, absolutely fantastic. Judd Hirsch, like we said. My favourite, though, Harvey Fierstein. I love Harvey Fierstein. Oh, crap. Oh, man.
I gotta call my mother.
Yeah. And I think there's tons of great dialogue in this. Obviously, there's tons of cheesy dialogue in it.
Yeah.
But there's so many, like, funny one-liners and stuff. I hope we'll hear some of them later. I love Robert Lodge as well. You get Mary McDonnell, who I think is a better president than Bill Pullman. She was president in Battlestar Galactica. Brilliant. Even Randy Quaid firing on all cylinders here. Playing against type, of course. Playing a crazy fucking lunatic. It's very 90s. The credits especially are very 90s. I think some of the effects are very ropey, like the composites of like the fireballs behind people and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, the effect of the UFO in the sky is still brilliant. Like it looks like it was really there, which just makes it all the funnier that nobody seems to notice it. Like Will Smith comes out of his house and he's just like picking up his paper and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he looks up. Oh, wow, I didn't spot that there. That's covering the whole fucking horizon. So, yeah, I thought it was really good. I think there's a load of really nice little touches in it. I like when the kid says, boom, boom, boom. That's a very Spielberg moment for me. I love the REM, use of the REM tune at the start, really good.
Do you know what they were originally going to use?
I don't.
Tears for Fears. Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
It's not as good.
No, it's not. And they made a good swap, didn't they? Yeah.
They did. They made the right choice. But yeah, I think as the one bright spot that Ben enjoyed, the chemistry between Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. They don't get together till quite late on, but instantly they build this believable rapport, and they're both so good. Jeff Goldblum, especially, I think his performance in this is maybe even better than his iconic Jurassic Park performance. He has to carry a lot of it. And
the essence of chaos.
Yeah, he does such a great job with it. So yeah, I was really pleased to watch this and to find myself enjoying it so much. They don't make them like they used to.
Ooh. All right, Grandad.
I'm feeling that a lot recently. Like it's really hitting me this year.
Knitting needles, Words Originals, dildos.
I have written, and I didn't think this at the time, I didn't enjoy his performance when I saw it, and I think it's because he's so intrinsically linked with Data. But I have said Brent Spiner is perfectly cast in this.
Yes.
He really leans into that character, and he's very good at playing like a sleazy lunatic.
Oh, is he the alien?
Kind of, yeah. He's the guy who gets the alien tentacle wrapped around his neck.
He's the mad scientist when he gets Area 51.
Oh, Jesus, I didn't realise that was him.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree with you, Brent Spiner. I think it's quite serious for quite a while, and then when he enters, it just turns... just alters the mood of the movie all of a sudden, and he just grabs every scene he's in from there on in. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
My general thoughts are aligned with yourself and the best of the best of the best. I bought the VHS as well. Couldn't wait for it to come out. Remember all the hype around it. Watched it loads. I remember seeing it in Smith's on Laserdisc back in the day.
What? Came out in 96, didn't it? No Laserdiscs in 96?
In W. Smith they did, yeah.
They did, and it was behind the counter on Laserdisc, yeah.
Why? No one had a Laserdisc player.
I knew somebody who had one.
What was his name?
Ray Parks.
Oh, yeah. Ray Parks Jr.?
Yeah, that's right. My VHS of ID4 had a lenticular cover where of the White House being blown up, you could turn it and it would have the laser and the...
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I had that as well, yeah. I might actually still have it, but I bought the DVD when it came out, and that's what I watched it on. I watched it on my PS4 with the DVD. And inside, I mustn't have opened it much, because inside was like a flyer for Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Oh, wow.
So that was what, 2000, 2001, was it? Or something like that, wasn't it?
What an awful film.
Yeah. I wouldn't go that far. It's not a fun experience, but it's got some nice ideas in it, and the makeup's brilliant.
Tim Roth's brilliant in it as well, isn't he?
The makeup's the only good thing in it.
And I like that ending, that stupid Abe Lincoln statue ending something charming about it appeals to me.
Helena Bonham Carter as a monkey. Ooh.
Oh, do you know
sexy
what?
monkey. Ooh, sexy monkey.
That's too much for me. That's why I'm wondering about myself.
Let's move on to favourite sequences. The best, the best, the best.
I just really like the docking sequence on the mothership when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum go up there. I think it's awe-inspiring. It's probably too strong of a term, but there is a sense of wonder to it, seeing just how massive it is with the city-sized ships just cruising by.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weird docking point with the massive controller alien. I think it works really well. I think it's a nice payoff in terms of scale.
I think they nail the scale in this film, actually. Everything looks as big and as awe-inspiring as it should.
Yeah.
Apparently, this film used twice as many models as any other two films combined in the previously.
Wow.
And I think it still holds the record as well.
Those two films were Woody Allen's Manhattan and, well, 3 colours white.
Great. Craig?
It's a biggie. It's a doozy, but it's the attack. You know, the build-up to it is brilliant. The globe-trotting they do around different people and their different responses to seeing these things, especially the kind of hippies who are waiting to be taken up to the mothership and they're on top of the building and they get nailed. But the peak of that, and my favourite bit of the whole film, even though the effects are probably the worst effects in the film, are the moment when Vivica Fox escapes into the safety in the tunnel and calls the dog to come.
Dog.
And the explosions chasing the dog. They do that trick a few times. They do it again when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum are escaping the mothership and the explosions chasing after them and goes after them, approaching the point where they were being a bit cheeky, doing it over and over again. But still, I love that moment.
Cool. Thank you very much. Ben?
In a rare occurrence, I have the same favourite bit as Craig there.
Oh.
But probably for different reasons. And it was the bit in the tunnel where the flame was coming down. I had to rewatch it because I was laughing so hard. It looked like the woman was using the kid as a battering ram to open the door. I was pissing myself. I was like, what? Wait. Did she just open the door with his head slamming into it? Turns out she didn't, but it did look like it. And I did like that bit. I'll give you a little bonus. I also liked it when the general, played by Robert Loggia, changed into his camo leather daddy outfit. That hat is amazing.
Yeah.
Looks like a right leather daddy hat. It was brilliant.
Yeah, it's great. That is great, yeah. As for me, I think it's got to be the autopsy, I'd call it, when they get the unconscious alien in to open up the suit and stuff and all that follows there. It's like a scene from a horror film. It's so frightening.
It's good, isn't it? Yeah. All the weird tentacles.
Yeah, they didn't need to make those aliens monsters because they were already a technologically scary force. But then you get one of them in a room and it turns out not only is it a horrible tentacle monster that kind of resembles like a Geiger alien, but also it has these dreadful psychic powers that can assault your mind. So yeah, they really went all out on it.
Apparently what happened was the conceptual artist designed 2 and Emmerich liked them both so much he went, well, we'll use that one and we'll put it inside the other one, like a alien Kinder Egg.
I've seen those rejected designs, and what I do like about them is the helmet is kind of like based on almost like a Roman kind of gladiator helmet with like a brush on top, and it's got that green leather skirt, and the face is all black, but you can just see the eyes. I really like that design. And apparently the alien would say, "Oh, you're making me very mad."
I heard that when Roland Emmerich was giving direction, he said, I want something that's extraterrestrial and a surprise. What did you guys think of the scene with Jeff Goldblum just casually cycling through an office?
Yeah.
Great.
Is that a normal everyday occurrence?
That will have been his idea, I reckon. It was going to be a walk and talk, and he was just like, no, I'm going to ride a bike.
Do you remember at the beginning when the president picks up the phone and he says, could you say that again? What do you think the Secretary of Defence was saying on the other end of the line?
A sphincter says what?
I was thinking it's something like the winters in St. Petersburg are surprisingly mild.
Yeah, could be that. What's the response to that?
Could you say that again?
Right, we'll she'll switch over to favourite lines. Craig.
Always has been, ever since the film came out, and even when I hadn't seen it for years, I say this all the fucking time. If this isn't an insanely beautiful woman, I'm hanging up. It's such a weird opener, especially for that actor.
Yeah.
Isn't his wife asleep next to him as well?
I think so.
Ben.
My very favourite was Jeff Goldblum. I gave it a virus. A computer virus.
They were quite novel in those days, don't forget.
Yeah, I know. It was just funny.
The best.
I have brief exchange. Jeff Goldblum says, "You really think you can fly that thing?" And Will Smith replies, "You really think you can do all that bullshit you just said?"
Mine is from Julius, and he's talking to David's ex-wife. He says, "All he could think was getting to you. There's still love there. All you need is love. John Lennon. Smart man. Shot in the back. Very sad."
That's great.
Yeah, it's classic dad line. Brilliant. Craig, would you like to give us another one of yours?
I've got another great exchange between Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum, which is Jeff Goldblum visibly carsick in the UFO. He says, "Shaky, he's going to do this the whole way?" And Will Smith just makes some quip. "Just make sure your trays are in the upright position." And Jeff Goldblum goes, "Yeah, is it?" Like he's got no time for this quip. Shut up with your quips. Is it going to be shaking all the way? It's more the delivery. It's just brilliant.
Yeah. Ben.
I like the country hick on the news talking about Dennis Quaid's character.
Oh, yeah.
When they took him up on the spaceship, the aliens abused him sexually.
The best.
What?
You got another one?
We did another one.
You can have another one if you like.
I only ever write down one. Bloody hell. I'm not a friggin' savant.
The alien invaders launch a coordinated attack on Earth to harvest its resources, deploying massive 15-mile wide spacecraft to annihilate major cities. Confident in their technological superiority, they encounter unexpected resistance from humanity. What did we think of the aliens' plot? The best.
I suppose it's good in that they're trying to cover multiple bases, as in multiple cities, with simultaneous attacks, rather than just doing one thing at a time and hoping the dominoes fall where they may. It's just the technology on their ship not being there to fight off a simple Apple Mac style virus inserted by, well, he's a nobody basically in the film, isn't he? He's just some random guy that gets caught up in it all. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of the planning, it's good, but just the technology isn't quite there for them. They should have considered that eventuality.
What I think is their civilization just never got petty enough to create a computer virus. They were above it. I know they seem like dicks in the film, but I think they're actually, before their planet ran out of resources, they were all right. They were quite chill.
It's a clever twist on the War of the Worlds, giving them a cold as well, isn't it? As a piece of screenwriting.
It is.
Craig.
I also applaud their coordinated attack efforts with one pretty major caveat, which is they're all in position for quite a while on the news. I don't understand why they waited to attack. They gave Jeff Goldblum long enough to get to the White House and warn everybody who got away and coordinated the resistance.
Not only get to the White House, but drive to the White House from New York.
Right. With a stop on the way. driving slowly in his dad's car.
I shouldn't have stopped for that haircut.
I should have just stopped for that haircut. So yeah, if they had just attacked immediately, I think they would have been all right. They would have won.
Yeah. Quickly. Ben, how's the broccoli system down there?
Yeah, I'm in agreement with what the other two have said. It's a genius plan. They've got the technology, everything's in place, but then they just wait for no apparent reason other than dramatic tension. And so for that, they are getting only 7 florets of intergalactic space age broccoli.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Intergalactic space broccoli. Intergalactic space broccoli.
4 florets of independent broccoli.
4 and 7. See?
There you go. Clever.
You're all fairly succinct in your opinions there on that. Yeah, it's a shame. They just left a back door open, so to speak, didn't they?
Oh.
This is the part of the show where we compete for peril points for the leaderboard. Earth's inhabitants unite and develop a plan to bring down the alien shields with a computer virus uploaded to the mothership. After successfully bringing down their shields, the humans attack in a small window of opportunity and learn how to bring down the invaders' huge spacecraft just in time. However, can we do any better? Craig, what have you got up those wrinkle stockings?
Dr. Barakish Oaken's cheek squeaks up against the glass of his lab like a pressed ham, the sinewy tentacle of the alien creature roped around his throat. "What is it you want us to do?" rasps Earth President Whitmore, impotently defiant. "Die," responds the creature. Whitmore grimaces. "Sorry," the creature continues. "English isn't my first language. I meant, watch this." The president doubles over in pain as he receives an intense psychic flash from his prisoner. "I saw its thoughts. They're like locusts, moving from planet to planet. After they've consumed every natural resource, they move on." "Ha!" barks General Grey. "I'll see to it they don't get apricot one." "No, you don't understand. It's too late. They've already done it." "What are you talking about?" demands the general. "I did what your government couldn't," hisses the alien with Oaken's voice. "Don't say this to me," pleads the general. "I hollowed out your whole planet." At this, Grey begins to weep. "Stop crying, you snivelling ass. That land has been had. Nothing you can do about it. It's gone. It's had." "If you would just take," begs the general. "You lose. The solar panels. Drainage! Drainage, General, you boy. Drain dry, I'm sorry. Here, if you have a milkshake, and I have a milkshake, and I have a straw." The alien holds up a drinking straw in one of its free tentacles. "There it is. That's a straw, you see. Watch it. Now my straw reaches across the solar system and starts to drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake. I drink it up." Right then, outside the base, Jasmine and her dog, who had previously been looking only either left or right or down, suddenly joins everyone else in looking up at the sky and getting her first look at the gargantuan fuck-off great big straw in the sky that reaches from the centre of the planet to the mothership, pumping the last few drops of oil and coal from the Earth. Great big straw.
I'm glad you nutshelled that because I got lost in the middle.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, where's he going with this?
I thought I gave you a plain view of matters.
Yeah, at the end. Do the aliens just want oil? Is that what they're here for?
Oil and coal.
It's not specified, is it?
About water.
Just says natural resources.
They breathe air, though, don't they? So they want a bit of air.
Yeah, well, they can have that, can't they? But the thing is,
Okay.
they've already drained the resources of the planet. So that's what they wanted, the resources.
What if they wanted water? I don't think a straw's going to work for that, do you?
I think it'll be all right. I mentioned oil and
Yeah.
coal. Didn't want to list every natural resource that the planet has.
I want to list them. I want to list what can go up a straw and what can't.
Gold, alabaster.
Trees,
What do you mean trees?
terracotta.
Didn't I tell you how big this fucking straw is?
I was going to say, what's the diameter of the straw, please?
Let's say a minimum 15-mile wide diameter of a straw.
Fucking hell, it's huge.
It's only the size of one of the smaller ships, isn't it? The mothership is much bigger.
What's it made of?
The straw?
Yeah.
It's made out of, like, flimsy paper, isn't it?
Who's sucking on the other end of it?
That big alien. There was one day in the control room.
So this straw tapers, so it fits into his mouth. It goes from 15 miles across.
Because it's made out of flimsy paper, you get it wet and it starts to contract at the end. And they used to make the straw, when they went to other planets, they made the straw out of plastic. But the alien government tricked them into thinking that it was better, more sustainable to have millions and millions of paper straws.
Well, they're raping other planets for resources. They've got to be, ecologically minded.
Exactly. They might be like locusts, but, they're not like cockroaches. You know what I'm saying?
Can those big cans of Nescafe that you get in like offices, can they go up the straw?
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
15-mile diameter.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
you could probably put 15 of those big cans of Nescafe up it at once.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Can a medium-sized shrimping vessel go up the straw?
What's the size of a medium-sized shrimping vessel in miles?
About 0.01.
Yeah, it can fit up.
Yeah, I think you've covered all your bases. So they're all the natural resources I can think of.
Yeah, those are all the resources you'd want. Shrimp, coffee.
Okie dokie. Ben, will you dazzle and delight us, please?
Our two prosaically named heroes, Steve and David, fly into space, hoping to give the mothership a virus. A computer virus. But when they arrive, a curious thing happens. As they try to enter the ship, they simply bounce back. Steve takes manual control of the small craft and tries a second time. But again, they simply bounce back, repelled by some irresistible force. This back and forth goes on for about 30 minutes, until David notices something. A thin layer of protective latex. Steve, says David. I think it's, Just then, an alien voice is heard over the radio.
Condom, yes. Our years of probing humans has led us to discover the ultimate protection from viruses. A massive rubber johnny that we've slipped over our ship. And while you've been bouncing off our protective sheath, we have decimated your planet.
As Steve and David start to die of sadness, the voice is heard again.
Our conquest is complete. Now time to party. We work hard and we play hard.
The last thing Steve and David see is disco lights and millions of tentacles writhing to the following song.
Oh, shit.
We travel across the stars through cosmic dust and ancient wars to find the secrets humans keep, the mysteries that make them sleep. We probed the minds and bodies too, from head to toe. We had no clue until we found the Christ invention, a shield against unwanted action. Wrap it up, wrap it tight, in the darkness, in the light. We've got the shield, we've got the might. We'll be safe day and night. Wrap it up, don't delay, slip it on, save the day. In our quest to win the fight, we found protection that feels right. We saw the moves their loves embrace, the latex shield that saves the race, a rubber wall so strong and thin to keep the dangers out and pleasures in. From every fin and every trial, we We learn the secret with a smile, a simple cover, pure and grand, to keep us safe across the land. Wrap it up, wrap it tight, in the darkness, in the light. We've got the shield, we've got the might. We'll be safe day and night. Wrap it up, don't delay, slip it on, save the day. In our quest to win the fight, we found protection that feels right.
And you get the gist.
Very good.
Who are we supposed to be praising for this one? Is it OpenAI?
I wrote the lyrics
Okay.
and then I put them into an AI app. You put in the feel you want. And so I put like industrial space age sea shanty was the one that I used in the end. I tried a few different combinations to see what I get.
That pretty much sums it up. Well, song aside, what I will say is I understand now how you've got 2 kids, because condoms are only 98% effective, man.
Yeah, so they do it 98 times.
And they don't
get it.
just don't try the last two. What's 98% of 98 times?
The time it takes them to do 98, the world's already been destroyed, you say.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. They should have only tried twice. Then they definitely would have got in. No, wait, my math's not right there, is it? How many times should they have tried?
Do you reckon the lasers on the spacecraft could have shot through him as well?
Yeah, but they don't realise what's happening for like 30 minutes. They're just trying and bouncing off and going, what's going on? They can't work it out.
Right.
And then after 30 minutes, then they realise there's something there.
Right.
The best. Have you got any questions there? Or you stunned silence?
No, I really enjoyed the song. It was good.
Went on a bit.
It was another 2 minutes after that. I wrote quite a few verses.
Almighty. If there are no further questions, then the best. Can we have your plan, please?
The aliens have a plan to assemble the 99 greatest villains on planet Earth to defeat the humans in order to harvest their/our natural resources. And so Oddjob flings his hat towards Simon Phoenix, who does an absolutely massive spin kick on it, which causes it to hit loads of people and also creates a gust of wind which blows Lois Einhorn's cock and balls to the side, allowing Rose Armitage to take a sneaky selfie with her. Lopan tuts in disapproval as he makes a huge donation to Cam Brady's election campaign, whose policies, of course, are being secretly decided by Cesar Romero Joker. Kim Jong-il smiles as American democracy collapses, and Adrian Griffin sneaks by completely unseen and pantses Howard Payne, setting off an absolutely massive bomb, killing loads of countries, but which also has the unfortunate effect of knackering Bavmorda's magic wand, which Christoph naturally zooms a camera in on for posterity. Khan is quite jealous as he wants the cameras to see his wonderful physique, but Judge Doom has no such qualms and pours dip all over the shop. Frank Costello and the Big Lebowski share some fine scotch and cigars in the corner, mind you, as Harry Powell preaches to the masses in a little bit evil way. Some of them kill themselves. Frankenfurter, Killmonger, and the Candyman do a big sexy dance and cause more people to become chronically dehydrated. You know how. Mama Fratelli chucks a big chunk of pirate gold towards Jaws, who chomps it into bits with his metal teeth before spitting it out at people. Muller Ram chants to power up Colonel Quaritch's mech somehow, which he uses to chuck Hans Gruber and the wet bandits into the crowd and shoot some dumb mothers with their guns. Boggis Bunsen Bean are agog with glee, as they also like shooting things with guns, and they go so far as to temporarily stub out their cigarettes to blast away. Heath Ledger's Joker joins the fray and starts magic tricking pencils into fools' foreheads with gay abandon, as Ash chucks a load of facehuggers into the mix. Russ Cargill steps out of Cam Brady's campaign bus and tips several barrels of toxic waste over the place, and Jade Fox whooshoos the fuck in and dips some darts, and it's a poison dart some folks. Professor P is riding shotgun in Nedry's Jurassic Jeep, just mowing pedestrians down left, right and centre in quite the grim display, actually. Yeah, quite very grim. Gareth boshes a load of underage kids in the face with his massive codpiece, giving them all brain hemorrhages, which is in quite poor taste, but also ultimately very effective. The Headless Horseman and Martin Vanger have a lovely torture dungeon set up inside a weird, massive tree for the victims brought to them by a Castus of all people, of course. Ha ha! Pat Healy and Agent Smith set up the covert surveillance network that snares all of them people in the traps that have been listed above, look, and then Pat Farrell goes nuts with his stuff too. And the other 59 villains featured on the podcast are there doing stuff too, but this is already very long, isn't it? Then all the villains help the aliens take over the world before flying off to their own individual planets and beginning their own diabolical dynasties in the stars. I was going to write all of them, but then I was like, fucking hell, this is so long already.
It would have been quite funny to, at that point, just reel off their names, nothing else.
Who's Adrian Griffin? I didn't remember that one.
The Invisible Man.
Yes,
Ah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
The Invisible Fellow.
that's him, the invisible chap.
A lovely trip down memory lane.
That was nice. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So they've got a lot of highly skilled henchmen, not to do their bidding, but just to lend a helping hand.
Been some fairly capable henchmen over the last 100 episodes, isn't there?
I'd say quite a few of them are from different worlds.
They're all from Earth.
Maybe.
What? Bavmorda?
Jareth.
That's it's another dimension of Earth, isn't it? Like the
Fantasy Earth. Our fantastical past that isn't written about in the history books.
Well, I'm just going to say it's not realistic.
yeah. The main thing I would say is the moral of Independence Day is that everyone, even the Russians and even horrible foreigners from all over the world, can be American if they try.
Horrible foreigners.
Yeah, they can all be American if they just try.
If they just believe.
If they just believe. So I think all the villains that we featured on the podcast would step up and be champions of Earth and defenders against the aliens.
Even Cam Brady? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, maybe not Cam Brady, but Jaws from Bond for sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers doesn't want everyone dead. He just wants a bit of peace and quiet. He'll sit by his window.
Don't be too harsh on Michael Myers. He's done some good stuff. All right, The Guru wasn't very good, but it's pretty solid.
Taking a point off you for that.
Won't make a difference. He's finishing last anyway.
It won't make a difference because I'm going to get 4 points today, so don't worry about it.
4 points.
I'm breaking the cardinal rule today. I don't give a shit.
Even though AI did most of the work for you.
The song was just a little bit of extra.
Yeah,
the whole plan was a condom plan, which I came up with.
I think you'll find, to quote Craig, you're all sizzle and no steak.
Well, let's see what you've got then, shall we?
We shall. And without any further ado. As spaceships hover over global cities, TVs and radios cease their current programming and go blank. Slowly through the static, an image of a man walking towards the screen and the opening melody of a song begin to play. It couldn't be, could it? They've brought back Elvis. As the song and picture becomes clearer, there is Elvis, and he's looking as good as he did in his 1968 comeback special. America and the world are stunned. He didn't die from a drugs overdose while sitting on the toilet eating a cheeseburger doing a brain-busting poo. He was abducted by aliens. All the cranks were right. It was a government cover-up conspiracy. To prove it's him, he beams down and lets a boy poke him in the eye with a stick. "He's Elvis, all right. Definitely Elvis," squeaks the lad. Elsewhere in the world, other historical figures are suddenly reappearing in similar fashions. Elvis and MLK in America, Gandhi in India, Winston Churchill and Freddie Mercury in Britain, Lenin in Russia, and Napoleon Bonaparte and Coco Chanel in France. "I'm back to take you all to the promised land," says MLK. Confirms Elvis. All these titans of history were abducted to help the aliens understand mankind better, so they could be guided towards the patient labours of peace. However, monitoring the Milky Way, aliens have detected a buildup of huge electromagnetic radiation in the sun, which is going to lead to a solar flare of biblical proportions. And despite all the alien boffins working on a solution, there's absolutely nothing they can do about it, and the planet must be evacuated without delay. Without warning, a smaller solar flare then hits Earth, giving some people really bad sunburn, and emits an EMP and damages or destroys loads of electrical equipment everywhere. The alien ships are protected from the pulse. Everybody, please get on board the ships and we'll get you to your new home, Blistonia, known for its high levels of bliss, says Gandhi. To board the ships, they use lots of stargates across the world that will transfer them straight onto the ginormous vessels and take them to be reunited with loved ones aboard the mothership. Little do the humans know that really these stargates are miniaturized wormholes that are dumping them all into a black hole so that they're torn into billions of atoms in millions of seconds. Really, the aliens created the small solar flare with their technology. Elvis and the like are just meatbag constructs the aliens have perfected and aren't the genuine people. However, nobody on the ground is any wiser, and any who refuse to go are eventually hunted down and killed by the mechatronic-suited colleagues.
Did you say meatbag constructions?
Meatbag constructs.
Oh, constructs. I heard constructs.
Here's what you wanted to hear.
I always do.
Could you sum it up?
To play into all like the conspiracy theories of like people that have been assassinated or died in ways, and then these conspiracy theories surrounding them, that basically the aliens have tapped into that after studying the Earth for years and then using them as a way to empty the Earth in a relatively clean fashion.
Is there some debate around Gandhi's death?
He was assassinated, wasn't he?
Yeah, exactly. There's no debate.
I mean, I don't believe it.
But this is the whole thing. There's loads of people that say, oh yeah, Elvis died on a toilet eating a cheeseburger doing a massive poo and stuff like that. But we don't know for sure.
Wasn't it an open casket funeral?
I think you're thinking of Lenin.
And when Lenin comes back, he's in a glass case.
Of emotion.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Elvis being kidnapped, I've heard of. I've never heard of Gandhi being kidnapped by aliens.
No, but it wasn't. But it was just like he was assassinated. But
I got you. I bloody got you to admit.
I just said he was
We
playing
got
into
him.
conspiracy theories around their deaths and stuff. Like MLK was killed by the American government, wasn't he? The CIA and stuff, because he was starting to
I know
stand
that.
against the war.
Everyone knows that.
But but there's still
Was John Lemon in there? John Lennon. John Lebanon. John from Lebanon. Was he in there?
John Lennon wasn't. No.
Right, I'm going to name some celebrities. You got to tell me if they were beamed up to the spaceship.
Yeah.
Rabsy Nesbitt.
Beamed up.
That's all the celebrities I know, so... Okay.
Well, blow me down with a feather. Those schemes were more diabolical than cheap tea bags. However, there can only be 1, 2, or 3, or 4 people that score points. So, in summary, we had Craig's giant intergalactic straw scheme, Ben's space condom song, the best 99 villain episode plan, and my alien abduction conspiracy. So can we all please cast our votes? Ben, have you got a vote there, or are you just pleased to see me?
Can't it be both?
Maybe. No, not really.
I voted for the plan that I thought was very clever, and I didn't expect it, but I really enjoyed it. That was the best. Little trip down memory lane, and I've done some episode artwork there.
Very nice.
Oh, lovely. Very nice.
The best. Have you got a lovely bunch of coconuts, or are you just pleased to see me?
Can it be both? To complete that humorous little joke, I voted for Ben.
Oh, lovely.
Craig, have you made a brown fish, or is that a sausage you stole from the canteen?
Can't it be both? I also really enjoyed the very apropos trip down memory lane. I voted for the best. The best. The best.
And from me, he's going to be taking maximum points on his last episode. It is the best, the best, the best.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Way to go.
Wait, this is the last episode. This is the Kingmaker episode, but neither of the contenders got points.
No.
What does that mean?
I think I know what it means.
Well, let's have a look at the leaderboard and find out.
Okay, so
I genuinely don't know what's going to happen right now. I'm so excited.
in reverse order, the results of season 5 are: in last place with 17 points is Ben.
Shameful.
Wait, so I won?
First the worst, as you keep reminding us.
Third place with 20 points is Adam.
Oh my God.
Might as well be third place.
Second place with 21 points is the best, the best, the best.
Oh, it was a late surge.
So therefore, the victor with 22
Oh.
points is Craig.
Well done.
Wow.
Bravo. Bravo. It was a good season. A very good season.
Awfully close.
Close in the end for three of us. So a hearty congratulations to our season 5 winner, Craig, our very first two-timey jump. Have you chosen your new moniker for next season, Craig? Craigie two-time, perhaps?
Fucking two-timer.
You better believe it, guys. This was a last-minute decision. I nearly went with something similar but different. But this is how you'll refer to me next season. It's another bit of Simpsons chumming. My new name. It's Super Dude.
Super dude.
I just saw a picture of a hamster. I didn't see
Yeah.
anything.
The hamster is the character from The Simpsons whose name is Super Dude.
Oh, okay.
God bless you, Super Dude.
Very well then. Super dude it is. And that about wraps things up for another episode. Thanks for listening. If this is your first time listening, don't forget to like and subscribe. We are also available across all the socials on @DiabolicalPod. So until next time and next season, dear listener, didn't I promise you fireworks?
What's gone wrong here? Because I was way ahead for quite a lot that season.
I don't think you were. Don't remember
Like,
that.
definitely the first 10 episodes, I'd say.
You need to reflect yourself on that.
I need some self-reflection, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to take some time out.
How's your family life? How's your marital life? How's your...
How's your sex life? What a story, Craig.
What song is Independence Day song?
Born in the USA.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it.
I
feel fine. Oh, crap.
Some very clever plans there.
Mhm.
Very clever. Some catchier than others, I'd say.
We travel across the stars through cosmic dust and ancient wars to find the secrets humans keep, the mysteries that make them sleep. We probed the minds and bodies too, from head to toe. We had no clue until we found the prized invention, a shield against unwanted action. Wrapped up, wrapped it tight in the darkness, in the light. We got the shield, we got the might. We'll be safe day and night. Wrap it up, don't delay. Slip it on, save the day. In our quest to win the fight, we found protection. so strong within to keep the dangers out and pleasures in from everything and every trial. We learn this secret with a smile, a simple cover, pure and grand, to keep us safe across the land. Wrap it up, wrap it tight, in the darkness, in the light. We've got the shield, we've got the might, we'll be safe day and night. Wrap it up, don't delay, slip it on, save the day. In our quest to win the fight, we found protection that feels right. We found protection that feels right. No need for force, no need for strife. Just a simple slip to save your life. We'll bounce back, we'll stand tall. With our rubber armor, we'll conquer all. Wrap it up, wrap it tight, in the darkness, in the light. We've got the shield, we've got the might, we'll be safe day and night. Wrap it up, don't delay, slip it on, save the day. In our quest to win the fight, we found protection that feels right. We found protection that feels right. No need for force, no need for strife. Just a simple slip to save your life. We'll bounce back, we'll stand tall. With our rubber